Another day of dealing with my inner critic. And I've had this inner critic for as long as I can think back in my life, and it's a very vocal, hypercritic that stopped me from doing a lot of things, and it stopped me from doing a lot of things well, I would say, but also from doing them all together. And I've tried all kinds of things. I've tried shutting it down, I've tried modifying it, I've tried writing it out, I've tried talking about other people with it, which actually I think it was like maybe one of the most valuable things. Um, but still, I've tried embracing it. I've tried thanking it for, you know, trying to help me in the best way that it can help me, right? Because sometimes an inner critic is a good thing, right? It's actually valuable. Um, and appreciating that is appreciating this part of yourself is also something that is valuable. And it's still with me after all these years, thank God. But what I'm trying now is to uh, dance with it, kind of, right? Doing this, what I'm doing right now, which is just talking in front of the camera, not having a plan or actually an idea of what I want to talk about, but just dancing with my inner critic, talking in front of the camera, and learning to become comfortable with it. And actually, right now, I realize this is what I ought to do for a moment. Yeah, this is what I want to do for a moment. I want to take a moment, focus on myself, connect with myself, and be like, hey, this is fine. You're doing good here. You're doing the practice. Now, what the result is, the video, it doesn't have to be a good video. It just has to be a good practice of dancing with the inner critic. Kind of, say, thank you for all you do. We can have a good time together, right? You can do the thing that you do and help me and support me with that. And I can do what I do and not let it get in the way, but see you as a resource among many resources that are at my disposal. This is again too much thinking. I wanna get to the inner critic on an emotional level with my heart. Alright. My inner critic is telling me very clearly that this is woo woo bullshit, and why the fuck am I recording this on a video? But that's exactly why I'm doing it. Um, I'm just gonna keep talking with the flow because my natural tendency then is to be quiet. It's a safe space. You can't make any mistake. You can't say any wrong thing. You can't say anything wrong if you're not saying anything, right? You can't say anything stupid if you don't say anything. And if you take 3 minutes to think about your next sentence, then it's less likely that you'll say something completely stupid. Even what you might say is a safe, boring thing. Um, so I think there's a beauty of learning to dance with the moment and learn to free flow articulate the thoughts that are in your head, even when you have an inner critic that is shouting at you with a megaphone. It's like a giant speaker at a festival, kind of set up in Dolby surround sound. Um, and yeah, it's funny. It's I kind of let it derail me, and at the same time, right, I'm practicing to stay in a loving place where I'm not so hard on myself. For what? Nobody's watching this, and it's fine, even if somebody's watching this. Like yesterday, I think I published like 9 videos, and yesterday I got a like, and I'm like, it actually made me happy. It's the silliest thing, but I got a like from some kind soul on YouTube. Thank you, kind soul, for that. Sending me some gratitude vibes. And again, my inner critic kicks in for having said that. It's so funny. It's so funny the things that the inner critic shouts out about. But yeah, there's so much about the fear of being judged by people I know, by people I don't know, by people I care about, by people I don't care about, right? And it's funny how much we let that get in the way of us doing the things that we want to do, or that we feel interested in doing, or that we just want to try, right? How many times in life have you wanted to try something out or do something, but you didn't do it because you were scared that someone else would judge you, someone else would think you're stupid, someone else would think you're like weird, but not the cool kind of weird, but kind of weird. What's wrong with this guy? Kind of weird, right? And I think it doesn't matter. People, at their core, people are actually awesome. Like if you really get to know someone deep in their core, and you kind of get beyond the layers, or get beyond enough layers, you find out that there's kindness, there's a really pristine human, or a pristine part of them, just as with everyone, right? And I've lost the thread here, but yeah, inner critic, not making it easy. That's funny. Yeah, and I'm not trying to challenge my inner critic. This is not a fight with my inner critic. This is literally a dance with it. And it's okay if the little inner critic does something that usually works, as in it stops me from doing something, or it protects me from something, right? It changes my behavior in a way where it protects me from something, and right now that is not working. So in a way, it's trying to do the same thing that always used to work, but with a higher amplitude, with more volume, right? And that is quite interesting. My heart is beating faster. I feel a tenseness. There's like a kind of blank mind, and at the same time, in the background, like 1,000 thought streams in parallel speeding by. And yeah, the usual thing to do at this point would be to, abort, or just silence, or just do something completely different, or switch to some, I don't know, start reading something, because there is something where the words are given, so the likelihood that, let's say my inner critic is like, oh, this is so stupid, because I'm scared of being perceived as stupid, right? The words are already given, so if I use those words, at least it can't be that stupid, because words written down in a book can be stupid, but in general, yeah, they passed some very basic screening of not being too stupid, and there's still a lot of stupid books and stupid words in a lot of books, but in general, it's a safer words than the words that are just in our heads. So yeah, 10 minutes. It's been a somewhat clumsy dance with the inner critic here. But I think it was an interesting experience. I'm gonna feel proud about this. I'm gonna be grateful for my inner critic to doing its thing. Gonna take a moment to relax. It's funny, the more I actually relax, the more the inner critic shouts up and escalates, right? Good job.